Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss a very important topic about IELTS writing and even IELTS speaking, and that is paraphrasing techniques. So what are paraphrasing techniques, and first of all, what is paraphrasing? Paraphrasing means rewriting a sentence without changing its meaning. So the big question comes here, that is, okay, why do we need to paraphrase? Why can't we just use the same words and the same sentence as is used by the examiner? So the reason behind that is, if you use the same words and the same sentence structure as the examiner has used, then you won't be able to show your knowledge or range in your English language. Now, starting with the techniques of paraphrasing. So the first technique of paraphrasing is using synonyms. Been given a question. Let's take for an example a question here. That is, the reasons for increasing levels of pollution are development of industry and air travel. So basically, here they have used various words such as increasing levels of pollution, then they have used the development of industry and air travel. Now, if you want to rephrase this statement by only using synonyms, how will you do that? For example, in place of reasons, you can use causes. In place of increasing levels of pollution, you can use rising level of pollution. And in place of development of industry and air travel, you can use growth and expansion of industry as well as the number of people who are traveling abroad. So basically, using synonyms does not mean that you have to use very high-end words that be so impressive or something. Yes, you can use if you know, but if you don't know, you can just simply use the other words. You should not be using the same words as are used by the examiner, but you can use some other words. So this was the first way how to rephrase, that is using the synonyms. Let us take the other method basically, that is changing the form of the word. Now what happens is, sometimes if you do not know the synonym to a particular word, then in that case, and sometimes there are actually no synonyms of a particular word. So in that case, what should you be doing? Well, in that case, don't use synonyms, but at least don't use the same form of word. You can change the form of word. For example, if it is walk, you can say walking. You can make a sentence in a way that uses the word walk as walking. For example, many people are unhealthy because they fail to eat well and exercise. So this is one of the examples. Now, how can we change how can we rephrase the statement without using the other synonyms, but changing the form of the particular words? Many people have poor health because they are failing to eat well and are not exercising enough. So basically what I have done here is that in place of unhealthy, I have used poor health. In place of fail, I have used failing. And in place of exercise, I have used exercising. So basically, this technique is to be used when you don't have any other way, when you don't have any synonym, when you don't have any other word that can be used in rephrasing or paraphrasing your question statement. In that case, this is going to be your last resort. So moving on towards the third method, and that is change from active to passive voice. Now, how can you change a sentence from active voice to a passive voice? Basically, normally the questions that are given to us, those are given in the active voice. For example, what is an active voice? Global warming is causing a lot of problems nowadays. You can take a very simple example. Global warming is causing tremendous problems for the mankind, right? So how can you change the sentence structure basically over here? So a lot of problems have been caused to the mankind due to global warming. So what we do is that due to, or you can say that have been caused by global warming. So what is the meaning of changing a sentence from active to passive voice? That is, the subject which comes in the very beginning that goes in the end and the object comes in the front. This is the thing. Secondly, what happens is that the form of the verb changes. That is, normally in the active form, the verb is in the first form of its, the word is in the first form of its verb, right? And when you change that sentence into passive voice, that changes into third form of verb, right? So causes, in place of causes, you use caused, and you add one more word, that is by. So this is how you can change, this is how you can rephrase a sentence if you do not know how to change the sentence structure. So this is one of the easiest way of changing the sentence structure, by converting it into a passive voice if it is given in the active, while changing it into the active voice when it is given in the passive voice. And normally the questions in the examination, they are normally given in the active voice, and then you can change them into the passive voice. So this is the easy escape for every student. Now coming on towards the fourth method, and which is going to be the last method, and that is basically my personal favorite method, and that is shuffling the sentence. What do we do here is that put the front part of the sentence at the back and the back part of the sentence at the front. So basically you shuffle the sentence, or you can say that you can shuffle, basically just pick the back part of the sentence and put it at the front, and the back part, the front part can be put at the back. So basically this is one thing. Secondly, how can you shuffle the sentences? By using the complex or compound sentences. For complex and compound sentences, you can watch another video of mine, a detailed video where I'll be discussing about complex and compound sentences. But for now, remember one technique, and that is just shuffle by putting up the last part and putting it keeping it in the front, and then picking the front part and putting it in the last. So how can we do this? Let us take an example. Many people are unhealthy because they fail to eat and exercise. So this is an example. So many people are unhealthy because, right? So people fail to eat well and exercise, therefore they are becoming unhealthy day by day. So what I did was, I started the sentence with the latter part and I added it in the front part, and then I picked up the first part, and then I had put that first part in the back side of the sentence, right, in the latter side of the sentence. So this is how basically you can shuffle the sentence. Apart from that, one more way of shuffling is that failing to eat and not exercising are the reasons that many people have poor health. So again, yes, I've changed the sentence form, the form of some words, and then I have shuffled it.